Good morning, everyone. Nice to be in a fresh morning after a very light weekend. I'm sure everyone here had a very easy night yesterday, light and early dinner. Distinguished guests, friends, welcome. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning. Um, I have a small speech for you today. I hope it's interesting. Let me start with a bit of history. So, the United Arab Emirates celebrated its 54th National Day last week. A lot has changed in the world since 1971. But what hasn't changed is Abu Dhabi's determination to lead with ambition, resilience, and vision. I'll start with a small story. For those who might know, or who might not know, sorry, the Mohammed bin Zayed University for Artificial Intelligence is the first university dedicated entirely to the advancement of science through AI. Recently, I was with a group of students from the UAE, China, India, Brazil, Nigeria, and of course the United States. And they were talking and they'd been considering the very same issue that policymakers, CEOs, and investors are confronting today. What kind of intelligence infrastructure will the global economy need by 2035? And what will it take to build it? And this is not just a scientific question. These students were, in effect, describing the new balance sheet of nations and where capital will find an advantage. And this is precisely why Abu Dhabi Finance Week today exists. The world has shifted on its axis. Growth is then structurally reset. Technology is outrunning institutions, markets, and regulatory systems. And Abu Dhabi and this group sit right at the intersection of this realignment. So, thank you all for being with us here this week. We will hear this week important perspectives shaping our worldviews. Supply chains are reorganizing around reliability and proximity. New corridors are opening across Asia, Latin America, and the Middle East. And innovation remains a central driving force, with anchor economies like the United States and China continuing to set the pace. Demand is being reshaped by demographic momentum and some of the world's fastest rates of digital adaptation. And the gap between national productivity is already being defined by the ability to embrace AI with trusted governance and AI native institutions. And what this means is that the advantage now accrues to nations that can convert stability, talent, openness, and intelligence infrastructure into economic velocity. Because in a fragmented world, competitiveness is no longer about size. It's about how fast a country can move, integrate technology, and attract the world's best people and the world's best capital. Countries that remove friction, protect trust, and advocate for free trade and the flow of ideas, capital, talent, goods, and services are the ones best positioned to thrive, in our opinion. And I want to make the point that global capital is not an add-on to our strategy. It is hardwired into our roadmaps and how we create value beyond our borders. This is all possible because we have fundamentally transformed our economy in one generation. Today, over 77% of the UAE's GDP is non-oil. We lead globally in AI adoption, digital infrastructure, and regulatory agility. As an example, according to a recent Microsoft study, approximately 59% of the UAE's workforce actively uses AI at work, placing it first globally. TEM, the Abu Dhabi government's AI-enabled system, allows residents and businesses to access over 1,100 government and private sector services in one platform under one umbrella. And we have very deliberately made the UAE a springboard for others to create their own opportunities. Years ago, when Mubadala invested in renewable energy and created Masdar, and in semiconductors and semiconductor manufacturing through the creation of global foundries, and committed to bringing world-class healthcare and the Cleveland Clinic here, many people started to believe that Abu Dhabi was ahead of its time. Today, Abu Dhabi is a global center of capital, AI, energy innovation, and life sciences. From east to west, to north to south, global capital and innovation are at work here in Abu Dhabi. And nothing demonstrates this better than Stargate UAE. It's a transformative leap in the UAE's economic diversification strategy. Our Stargate here will host international technology partners in its 5 gigawatt campus here in Abu Dhabi, providing AI infrastructure and compute capacity to within a 2,000-mile radius, reaching essentially to half the world's population. We are engineering a globally connected economy built around the sectors and technologies that will define the next generation of global wealth and global growth. The momentum you see here is possible because of clear and consistent leadership, and the fact that we have built the world's most extensive sovereign investment and energy ecosystems. Mubadala, ADIA, ADQ, NGX, ADNOC, XRG, and the list goes on. Distinct mandates, one strategic direction. We don't just compete. We compound value and advantages for the country and every market in which we operate. Now, I cannot tell you which technologies will dominate in the next 20 years, what financial systems will look like in 30 years, or the forces that will define competitiveness in the next 40 years. But I can tell you this with a high level of conviction. Abu Dhabi and our partners in this room will be central to whatever that future becomes. And the point is, the coming decades will reward those who position themselves where the future is being shaped. So let me end, or leave you today, with 3 ideas that we live by. If you believe the world is changing, invest where you can shape that change. If you believe the next decade belongs to intelligence, energy, and technology, invest where they converge and empower others. And if you believe the future will be defined by those who can move first, move decisively, invest where that is the national operating model. And that is the platform we have created for you to invest alongside us here in Abu Dhabi. Thank you. It's great to have you here in Abu Dhabi. I wish you all a wonderful and incredible, great week ahead. Have a good day. Thank you.